1, go!
Welcome to the Set Count, your source for tournament results, storylines, and analytics set to the tune of your speakers. I'm your host, MVG Vayseth, and I'm still pretty tired, but I'm joined today by our special friends, PG Suar. How you doing?
How you doing? Good.
Good. And which one are you now? Sage prefix person?
I don't know. ESA, UR, both, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I'll do the BAM thing where he rocks both, or used to rock both.
Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. That's
Oops.
Right.
That's no longer what happens.
Oops.
So
well.
you rock both though, right?
I guess, yeah.
How long until the blind Twitlonger saying that Sage and UR have split?
I don't think that's ever gonna happen, man.
Probably not. But yeah, lots going on. I actually have no idea what's going on with Suar, but he's probably maxing relaxing now that the PGR is over. But I know that Sage has been moving, so he's pretty exhausted, or no, pretty busy. And I just did Evo, so you can probably hear it in my voice. It's not very good, but I'm pretty exhausted. You know, for anybody who watched Evo, you could tell I was moving a lot. Didn't it?
I'm kind of mad because during Melee Top 8, I was actually in Vegas.
What?
But I was driving through Vegas while Melee Top 8 was going on.
No way! You should have shut up.
Yeah, I realized my route took me straight through Vegas. I had already been in the car for I think 26 hours at that point. I did not want to stop. I was like, I'm getting home. Let's go.
I would have let you crash. It would have been awesome.
Nah, that's okay. I had all of my personal belongings in my car, like my entire life packed into a trunk.
Oh yeah, that's probably not ideal.
And Vegas is not the place to leave a $2,000 computer.
Yeah, no, I agree. Either way, yeah, Evo happened this weekend. I pop off so hard I made the highlight video. And
that iconic picture of you, Vanessa.
No, dude, it wasn't just a picture. It was actually in the final Evo highlight video.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty funny. You looked like you were screaming so loud.
Dude, there were so many expletives. Because the thing about that scene that is I don't think a lot of people will notice, but if you pay attention, you see who I'm sitting next to, and it's Pierce and Vanessa. And especially in the video, you could just see the moment where both of us realize what just happened, and then the immediate ups and downs. So it was, dude. That has to be muted because I was saying some pretty terrible things. There were lots of F-bombs being dropped right there. There was so much. It was crazy. So it was fun though. We had good times. Evo was good across the board. I was the only one who was there. I guess Sage was kind of there in a way. But
nope, I was just driving through. I saw Mandalay Bay, and I was like, I would love to be there this weekend. But, oh well. Instead, I actually, my apartment's pretty much set up at this point. The only thing I have left to get is a bed.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I set up my nice little studio. So I have a boom stand with a microphone nearby and all my editing equipment and my graphics equipment and stuff. I'm hyped.
Yeah, how's the area that you're in?
It's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of Mexican food and Asian food being California, but it's pretty nice. I have this apartment, community apartment thing going on. It's kind of cool. I'm about it. And I have way more space than I've ever had. Before I basically just lived in my room, and I had this little corner desk where I had to put my jog and shuttle for editing on top of my computer to my right, which was just sitting out. And then on my nightstand and ran to my bed were my mixer and my Wacom tablet for drawing and stuff, and I would spin my chair around to draw. It was actually really annoying. But here everything just fits.
I didn't know you drew.
I do it for some graphic stuff, but I can, yeah.
Nice. Huh. Sage can do everything. But yeah, let's roll right into Evo. I know Sage was driving, so he probably doesn't have that much to say about the actual production. But there are times where even I could tell you that there could be some things that were fixed, during Wii U Top 8. Even in the VOD, you can see they were actually broadcasting for quite a while, a split screen, the bottom of the screen. I don't know what it's called, but it's the top of the screen was at the bottom of the screen, and the bottom of the screen was at the top of the screen with a big obnoxious black bar between them. Like I don't know what that's called,
But
but like it reminds me of like when film is put on the reel wrong, and like it's just like showing it incorrectly.
like it was mirrored.
No, like there was a black bar, and it's almost like they just needed to drag it up or down or whatever. But for some reason, like the top of the screen was at the bottom of the screen. Then there was like this black space, and then there was the top of the screen at the bottom of the screen.
That sounds like when you put film into a reel and then it's like halfway between one frame and the next
Correct.
frame. So you get like but how does that happen
I know
digitally?
that's why. Like you'll probably watch some of it, but like that's definitely one thing I noticed, and I was like, okay, that probably shouldn't have happened.
Do you know
But-
who was in charge for the player facts that were shown on Disney and ESPN, or just Disney?
I
Did you see
actually
that?
have no idea, but
Zero had a
Yeah.
card that was like it showed just some of his accomplishments and then like one against Seagull Joe.
yeah.
It wasn't
Alright,
a joke either.
So I was a backstage manager. So I was backstage with like a dozen smashers.
It showed you
and-
every time they walked out. Yeah.
Well,
in
yeah,
the
because
room.
the Disney people were like, you should use him as like where your standpoint is. So you should leave from him. So I was like in every single shot. But yeah, so Sage, just so you're aware, they like sort of walked everybody out from the green room through the stadium to the stage. Is kind of how they did it for TV.
Mhm.
And we were all dying back there because we could watch the live production. And some of the cards, like the openings for Smash 4, like the highlight reel or whatever, it was everyone like Larry and Void and whatnot were all sitting back there like, oh my god, that's me, and I'm getting bodied, like because it was from last year's Evo. It's like, no, don't show that clip. Don't lie. Why would you do that, Disney? Mom, don't watch.
Dude, I really wanted, like, as soon as the Zero player card came up, I would love if in his like Twitter bio he just had like defeated Sequel
Oh
Joe
yeah,
in his bio.
that was the only really
it was
egregious
so wild. It wasn't. Yeah, it's egregious only because like what? It was just so. It was true, but it was like
Yeah.
definitely not appropriate.
one. No, we all were like, what in the backstage when we saw that. And the other thing was like Ken recorded an interview, but like his was the only one that wasn't shown on TV. So like there were some weird things going on there, I guess. But yeah. Either way, talking about production in general, we had, let me get the fully updated numbers here. Here we go. 357K across Twitch and Disney XD, ESPNU. So we did it. 300,000 plus,
Yeah.
350,000 plus.
That's pretty cool. Like overall, solid numbers. How much of it came from Disney?
So let's see. ESPN.
Not a whole lot. The majority was
ESPNU.
Twitch.
No. Well, half of it was Twitch.
I thought Twitch had about 100
Something, yeah.
to 120,000 or something like that, or maybe 140,000.
Correct.
And then ESPNU had pretty low numbers because I mean ESPNU gets like they get all the last ditch sport effort things, and then there's I feel like Disney XD had like
so Disney,
100 or
yeah,
so.
Disney XD had 184,000, and that was during the actual finals, which, yeah, that beats Street Fighter by a lot
that's pretty cool.
because Street Fighter even on ESPN finals got 180.
That's pretty cool.
But Street Fighter was also on Disney XD, so during the finals, evidently they had 101,000 on Disney XD and 180. So technically, they did actually beat us overall.
I mean, as it should be. It's like the last game, right?
Correct.
But I do wonder what that means in Disney's terms. Like when they look at those numbers, are they viewing it as a success, as a failure, as like a trial run? Like I'd love to know more about what that was for them and if they were like happy with it or not. Because right now all we know is that it was on Disney, and that's it.
Yeah,
cool,
because
it's
I
on
guess
Disney.
like by stream views that's like a higher number, but in TV that's like an extremely low number.
Yeah,
right?
like for example, like Candy Crush got 4 million people, and they put this on the eSports TV ratings. I don't know why Candy Crush is considered eSports, but whatever.
I'm in the wrong game.
Yeah,
Once again.
but
Yo, see me crushing.
yeah, evidently on Thursday on the CW, we had Daybreak playing one H1Z1, and that got 378,000.
Huh.
So like, yeah, there's a graph out there. Y'all can see. It's the TNL infographic 51 2017's esports TV ratings, and that's where we're getting all of this information from. Bears tweeted out, of course, even though he's supposed to be on vacation. But yeah. So, but anyway, it seems like we put a pretty good footprint out there. It looks like Platinum Games even tweeted out to Salem, congratulations for winning with Bayonetta, which was
That
pretty
was
cool.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, getting a bit more exposure, but people don't have a second to breathe because DreamHack is already an S tier event and it's happening this weekend. And
That's wild. 2 S tiers literally back to back.
yeah,
Which
Like-
one with DreamHack?
yeah,
Yeah, so just really quick aside. It's not as crazy as people think. DreamHack's actually extremely top heavy. You have the entire top 5 going and 3 of the 6 through 10, along with 5 of the 21 through 30. So there's like a lot of talent, but it's not the way the tournament tier system works. Like just because you're an S tier doesn't mean you're the same. Like Evo has like almost double the points as DreamHack. Like DreamHack just made the S tier rating, so we're actually announcing it tomorrow. But we're gonna make like a double S rating, basically cutting S tier in half and having the higher one be double S. So like CEO, Genesis, Evo, they're all gonna be like double S.
Yeah, Tantalus tweeted out, he's like, "Yo, we're gonna break the S threshold."
Well, he had he had read incorrectly, but like you can't like the way he was combining 2 things after the fact. He's like, "What? We could break it," and he had read wrong that we take the highest score. We don't take both.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, SmashCon's gonna break S, or break into S tier. DreamHack just broke into it with Ned getting funded by 2GG by the 2GG grant, or 2G grant or whatever. So it's like a very small S tier, but it's still S tier because it's really top heavy. I mean, there's only about 354 people going, or not like, but there is about.
Yeah,
350.
so it's probably like a Frostbite level thing where Frostbite was just under the S rank.
Frostbite,
This is just
UGC, yeah. Except this one has like a lot of money too, so it's like a UGC, right? Where it was really crazy, but yeah, like Frostbite would be S tier under these new standards because of how top heavy it is, but yeah, we're just focusing way more on players now this time, so it makes sense. Typically, you'd never get PGR players unless there's like a lot of money, anyways. It's just the general entrance for DreamHack is low because I don't know. It's
Because of Evo.
yeah, literally because of Evo, yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Evo, talking about Evo some more, like it improved completely across the board. Have you guys ever been to an Evo, either of you?
No.
Nope.
No, Sage?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I actually haven't been to an event that I have not worked besides short of Nairo Saga
And
since
E3.
Big House 5. E3 I had like some meetings and stuff, so I don't really consider it tournament, I guess I should
Well,
say.
there's no
Yeah.
tournament at E3, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So basically, if, as we were saying earlier, but we didn't actually know because none of us had been, but we were absolutely correct. This was the tournament that you wanted to go to for sure, because Evo delivered pretty much across the board exactly what they promised. And the ballroom, like I put videos out there and I timed myself, and it took me somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes to walk the perimeter of the venue. Like,
I heard it
3
was
times-
huge.
Yeah, it was 3 times the size that it was last year, and we had a couple thousand less people, so it felt very spacious, which is the exact
Did it
opposite.
ever feel empty?
No, not really, actually.
I heard from a lot of people
That's how-
that Evo this year was like had an expo feeling, and they really loved it. It was like a lot of stuff going on all the time.
Yeah, exactly. The only complaint that I would have actually had was the panels were like a 15 to 20 minute walk from the convention center to get to, because you had to walk like all the way down and around, and then there's a food court there, which was actually pretty good. It's a little expensive, but it was pretty
I
good.
mean, you're
and
in
pretty
Vegas.
close.
Everything is expensive.
Right, like that was actually cheap for Vegas, like I learned later. But anyway, so that place was pretty good. Think about airport pricing, that's pretty much what that food court was. And it was perfectly reasonable because anything else was like $6 for a bottle of water. So, whatever. Anyway, instead of going to the food court, you went up this escalator and around the corner, and like that's where the panels were, but that was still like a pretty long walk from where it was. So lots of walking. Like it took me 15 to 20 minutes just to go from the hotel rooms all the way to the convention center because you had to walk through the casino, around the food court, around to this aquarium, all the way down to the other end, the south end of the building. So,
I mean, it's kind of like that for all convention centers at casinos.
yeah, no, it's just
Like
long.
when I was in Atlantic City for Gears of War, it was like easily 10 to 15 minutes to get back to my hotel room, and I was at the same hotel as like where the convention center was. It's just you have to go through everything, this monster casino.
Yeah, and that's by design, so you guys spend more money.
Right.
So yeah, no, that was literally the only complaint was that it was too big, which is like not even a complaint. So yeah, there was tons of developers. They had Arc System Works set up like a traditional Japanese like house. They had like tatami floors and like bamboo stuff all over the place. It was kind of cool. Capcom was there with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Dragon Ball Fighters. Excuse me. Geico Gaming was there with a whole bunch of stuff. Who else was there? Nintendo was there with Pokken. So there's all these.
I like that they made this. I like that they made it a big like expo type thing. Like it wasn't just a tournament anymore. And I think that that's something that next year they're gonna want to advertise even heavier because like I didn't know a lot of this was going on. Besides, like obviously we heard about the Dragon Ball thing. We heard about the Marvel thing.
Oh, I didn't even
but, like,
hear.
I didn't
Who
know
won
Pokemon.
that?
Well, no, the Dragon Ball thing wasn't even announced until registration was closed, right?
Like right
Something,
up to
yeah.
it was
Right.
like one of the last things to motivate any stragglers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who won that? Or was that streamed? I don't even remember.
Honestly, I don't know. It was a side event. Like there was 2 bring your own controller sections too. One was in this pop-up sports bar, which was insane. So like they had stanchions all around this area and tons of tables, and it was literally a sports bar. Like there was, I think, 16 monitors up on this. Oh man, I don't even know what you call that thing, but like kind of like craned up up above the center, which was a bar. So, and it had all of the different games going on all at once. So you could like bring your own console, plug it in, order drinks from the bar in the center, and watch the games that were going around that were being broadcast above the bar.
It's pretty cool.
And then the other bring your own console section, which was kind of where Anime Evo was like they had all those suitcase monitors that were brought in by a sponsor, and like Anime Evo was happening like right there. And that was right behind the expo area, which had like all the different dealers and stuff. If you've ever been to an anime con, I noticed a lot of the same dealers from there, especially like the classic video game people and like plushies and stuff like that. There was like anime con vendors, or vendors that I've seen at anime cons there, in addition to all the developers like Capcom and Arc Systems and all this stuff. Then there was just like special like indie developers section, which is like play all these indie games. And honestly, I didn't get to see a lot because I was kind of glued to the desk. But you know, for an attendee just across the board, everyone was telling me, even people who were staunchly against Evo before and would like constantly get in Twitter fights with Mr. Wizard, like even those people were telling me, okay, this was pretty legit.
People always want to be mad at a TO, but then enjoy their event anyways.
I meant like up until now, evidently they had been, but like I just want to say Evo delivered exactly what they said they were going to do, and it was really good. So good to them.
Yeah, and then also Evo Japan being announced with ARMS over Melee, which was pretty cool, interesting.
I could have told anybody that was going to happen, whether or not I actually know any information about it. Which I'm going to set the record straight right now, since I got like 25 messages / mentions the moment that trailer went out. First of all, I was busy signing top 8 checks, so don't do that. Number 2, I actually have heard nothing from Evo Japan themselves. So I'm not involved as of this moment. I did speak with Evo Japan at Evo and kind of told them who I was, because somehow this group of people, these group of organizers have not met me. Like, they know the people who do KSB, they know the people who do Umebura, but like for some reason, those people have not known who I am. So I introduced myself, we exchanged information, blah, 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 and there is a chance that I might be working that, but as of right now, I'm not. So please don't ask me and don't hate me if you don't get like into Evo Japan, because I don't know anything about it. But I could have told you from the beginning that Melee was definitely not getting in. There's not enough CRTs to make that tournament happen, ever.
Sure.
Yeah, Japan's Melee scene is pretty small.
Plus ARMS
Like,
with
it's
the
unfortunate.
advent of everything makes like total sense.
Plus, with all the trips that I just did, like the Tokagi in February, like I could have told you Arms. Like I was actually surprised Arms made it in, but I'm not surprised knowing what I know from my trip over there because they really want to push it. Because with Splatoon coming out, with Pokken coming out and whatnot, like they don't want Arms to die, and this is a way.
Splatoon.
For sure. Isn't that next week?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh, the 21st.
I'm
right.
so ready. Oh my god, I love Splatoon.
So anyway, yeah, I was not surprised to see Arms. And actually, most people took the news pretty well. Like, most people kind of saw, like, on Twitter / Reddit, they're like, yeah, Japan's melee scene small. Like, nobody actually got offended, which was cool. So nobody had to actually explain anything. But yeah, that's definitely not happening. The best announcement was obviously Geese Howard. That was definitely the best announcement by far.
I don't know, the BlazBlue crossover seemed cool.
Oh, yeah. And so many weeaboos are so mad that there's an American, quote-unquote, anime character in their Japanese anime fighting game.
Whatever.
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
Hold that.
No, it's as funny as the ESPN people complaining about Street Fighter being on ESPN.
I love Twitter. You just go on ESPN and look at their mentions and just, like, look at people
Oh,
pitching.
it's so funny. The only
Hilarious,
person
every
I
time.
saw super devastated was Amza.
I'm
He
sorry,
was
watch.
ve-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the organizers at BTW for sure.
Yeah, they were upset that Japan wasn't going to have Melee at EVO.
I
But it makes
was
sense.
actually really upset because they were asking me. They're like, yeah, we can't wait for the EVO Japan announcement. And, like, by that point, I feel like everybody already knew kind of what was going on. So the fact that they didn't know and they were just waiting for the announcement just proved to me that, yeah, Melee's definitely not in there. Because if it was in there, they definitely would have contacted them and they would have known already. So, yeah.
It's whatever. Melee, like, I mean, you have a monster scene in the US. It just is what it is. You just don't have the international.
It's
Yeah.
super niche by now, too.
In everywhere that's not like Europe has a decent scene, but the US has, like, the monster scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Europe seems
nowhere.
okay. DreamHack keeps it alive, and the fact that Armada, Android, Leffen, and Ice are from there keeps it alive. But
Yeah, but they're always
Yeah,
here,
Professor
too.
Pro, even. Yeah. But anyways, I think we should probably get into, like, EVO obviously was pretty good, but it had some super dumb shit that I'm still mad about.
before we do
And
that,
we gotta talk about this.
Before we do that, why don't we do the numbers?
It's time for the numbers.
We, like, totally skipped over that.
No, I was doing it because Sage was trying to skip me on it, and I was, like, keeping my mouse on it the whole time. So, yeah, why don't you do those real quick?
Jesus, wow. Total
I
cliffhanger.
made it a
Total
goal.
cliffhanger.
I've made it a goal to make Vayseth forget about saying the numbers in his voice. It hasn't worked yet, but it's gonna.
Hi, let's go.
Really quick, 2 tournaments. One of them we already talked about, but the other one, little small one. Elysium in Tilburg, Netherlands. 144 people, won by Alaxio and his Greninja. Alaxio is one of the people featured at Greninja Saga, so that was pretty cool to see him win that. And then the other one, of course, is Evo. Las Vegas, 1,588 people. Salem did it all. He really, game 10, killing 0, I think, at 30.
Yeah, it was like
After
20.
hit.
I thought that.
It was
Best
stupid.
ending
Zero made so many
possible.
mistakes in that last stock so quickly. It was pretty
That's
bad.
all you need.
I thought he only like hit him. I thought he started the string at 10, dropped something, and then 0 like
No,
he like reset him
He
essentially
didn't drop.
at 30.
He didn't drop it on purpose. There's a technique with Bayonetta where you can get the beginning of Witch Twist. You like the auto link from Witch Twist, right? What keeps you in it?
Yeah,
If they're
yeah.
in Witch Time, you can space it so that the beginning sends them super up. And then they're sent up, but they're slowed by the Witch Time, and then you wait for them up there and
hit by
continue.
Witch Time, though.
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah.
started it. No, he started it with an up air.
At the
He up
last
aired.
stock, yeah, he's
The way that he killed him was he up aired 0 side B.
a monkey flip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's how he died.
but like he up aired the monkey flip, and then I thought he like dropped something, but then it turned into like a weird reset situation, and then extended it further, and then killed
Yeah,
him.
no, he
So
was
the
dead.
whole thing-
But the thing was,
The whole thing started at like 10%.
It did. It did.
yeah, the whole thing was,
And Salem was at 100-ish.
yeah, it was at 101. But the thing is, Zero up until that point was playing pretty patient, but for some reason, that last game 10, he was being overly aggressive.
Yeah, the
And
commentators are saying, "Why are you going in? Why are you going in?"
yeah, and he was just going ham, and like he died for it, and everybody knows that's why he died for it. So
He still died at 10. Like it doesn't. Yeah, he went aggressive, but like, come on, man, he still died at 10.
Yeah, that's what happens in that matchup.
Yep. You gotta hold
But yeah,
that.
that's all.
Oh, well.
Those are the 2 tournaments that happened. Obviously, like there might have been smaller ones, but everyone's top dogs were at Evo, so they probably lost a lot of traction. Plus, out of respect, a lot of people don't host anything Evo weekend.
then at
So,
a random
like
major, yeah, we did it.
yeah, so that's all for that. So Sage, you have the floor. What? What's the word? What's the hair in your soup? What are you
So,
upset about?
For those that don't know about it, I was tweeting advently about it, and I got in some arguments on Twitter, and then my phone died on the road, and I was like, well, never mind.
Don't text and drive.
Argument's over.
Don't text and drive. Divine
Don't-
intervention.
don't-
I was not driving actually at the time.
He was just on the road.
But so anyways, Hungrybox and Crunch, Hungrybox's coach, did not know the rules for coaching at Evo, that it was not allowed past pools, right? Whatever they consider pools. So Hungrybox, he calls a timeout or whatever, his coach comes up, and he's playing as SFAT. And SFAT is sitting there just like, what's going on? He apparently also didn't know the rules, which is, we'll get into that in a second. Somebody comes up, taps SFAT on the shoulder, and then like walks off the stage. Hungrybox takes like forever in his coaching. They go on, and Hungrybox proceeds to win the set 2-1, right? Was the final score? Okay. Afterwards, Mr. Wizard puts out an official statement because everybody's like, what's going on? That coaching's banned. Official statement, Hungrybox gets a yellow card. What the fuck horseshit is that? A yellow card.
No.
They took... Okay, here we go. First off, I'm going to take a very aggressive stance on this whole issue because I think it's garbage. I think it's entirely just a bullshit way to give a top player the ability to progress through bracket and not potentially throw out your Evo champion from last year on a rules technicality, which, whatever. Mr. Wizard, that's your prerogative, however shitty it is. But anyways,
I'm going to let you continue, but let me just tell you right there that you don't know the whole story if that's your opinion on it. Like, I'll tell you how that decision was made after you finish your read.
Yeah, I don't care how it was made. It was a shitty opinion. And whoever made it made a shitty call, and they should think about that and hold that. But anyways, what I'm going to say right now, the set count on here, we're not here to like, oh, Evo's so great, or like compliment tournaments or whatever. Like, I feel like we should hold tournaments to a higher standard. And when you come in and you jeopardize the most important thing about your tournament, and there are a bunch of TOs who have done this recently, and TOs, in my mind, recently have become spineless to top players. Many of them. Not all of them, but many of them. And Mr. Wizard or whoever didn't, like, in my mind, didn't want the backlash of fucking DQing Hungrybox when he should have been 100%. And if SFAT was coached or whatever, then he also should have been DQ'd. Double DQ. Done. They both should know the rules. Here's the worst part to me. They made up a punishment level of yellow card. Something that was not set in the rules, standardized anywhere. Of just like, yeah, you got a yellow card. Like, what does that even mean? That's horseshit.
No, it is in the rules.
Like,
It is definitely absolutely in the rules.
That he'll get a yellow card? That red card is ejected? Like, where is the description in that?
It's definitely in the rules, for sure. I'll look it up while you continue, but it is.
Show me, because I have never seen one thing ever about, oh, if you break a rule that's specifically banned, you get a yellow card. Like, where is that?
I think
so. They gave
it was
more
also in the Reddit thread for sure.
I think one of the more, I guess, standout things is the fact that where was the TO in that situation to monitor the top stage, like, set of the day, you know, like...
Winner's quarters, right? So, already a huge issue that no TO is there.
evo.shoryuken.com/tournament-rules/#rule enforcement. I'll post it so you can see it. but it is all in there.
Let me see
It
it.
has been in there since the beginning of time.
I have never once seen this, but I would love to. Rule enforcement.
It was also copied
Yellow
and
cards.
posted
There it is.
into the Reddit thread discussing this issue when it happened.
First yellow card violation in itself has no effect, blah, blah, blah. A second yellow card violation requires the tournament organizer also issue a red card. Recommendation, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so where does it say what brings on a yellow card?
I'm pretty sure it's just TO's discretion. It's just like somebody
Cool.
breaking
So he did
somebody breaking a rule that would give you some sort of penalty. And the second penalty would be a DQ.
Okay, so this is just as bad then. Because at any point, any player could have just been like, you know what? I'm gonna take my yellow card, I'll call my coach up. Okay? Now they have one yellow card and nothing's changed.
No, because it should most always be accompanied by a match forfeiture, is the thing on here.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't. So then they went backwards on their own rule standing.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll explain the situation. So the only reason why this was ever found out by the TOs is because of me.
Okay. Why does that matter?
So what happened was Tokido lost his stick bag. And Wii U Top 8 had just finished, which includes a lot of like backstage preparing, like taking photos for the esports things for Disney and like
wait, no, hold up. You jumped ahead a day.
No. Qualifying for Top 8. We're preparing for Top 8 backstage.
For Wii U.
Bear and I are. So we're not at the desk.
Okay, because you just said Wii U Top 8 has just
qualifying.
Finished.
What I meant was qualifier. We have the Top 8 now.
Okay.
So none of us are near the desk. Tokido just lost his bag, so I'm doing Japanese support, which is my staff role there. I wasn't actually a TO. I was just, I can help you with your things, and also I speak Japanese. So Tokido's friend or whatever comes up to me, says he can't find his bag, which has like all of his personal information, his stick, his phone, whatever. So it's a big deal. And it's Tokido. So we're going around looking for that, and blah, blah, blah. And by the time it was all said and done, Melee was in its second to last Top 8 qualifier, I think. They're already well past when this happened. So it was like 30 minutes to an hour after that happened.
No. You're getting way ahead of yourself, and you're throwing credit where I don't think is necessary. Because
so hold on.
You might have...
What?
A tweet came out within like 20 minutes of that match, right?
But nobody knew until I walked over and told the TO, yo, my phone just got blown up because people only know that Bear and I are there. So what's going on with this? So
you're telling me not a single person, because I was told that a bunch of people in the crowd, as well as multiple different players, were looking for a Melee TO. Like, I don't think you should take the credit here.
No. They were looking for them. They could not find them. I eventually found them after talking.
Who was the Melee TO?
Melee TO is the same Melee TO for forever, but they were in the back wrapping up the brackets and whatnot. The actual problem was the person who was in the front, the stage manager, like the person who's like tanking the stairs, thought that the coaching rule was only banned in Top 8, so they just let them on.
Okay, so that doesn't change the fact that this whole thing is still a fucking mess.
What actually changes is the whole mess happens. Everybody talks about it. Like I said, I can't say anything. So like I'm just reporting what I saw because I'm not a TO. I'm just like helping out and supporting and whatnot. So anyway, I'm watching all this happen, and basically they all like it's none of my or Bear's concern. Like they just have to figure it out. So they just go back to the rules. And what happened? Well, rules were infracted, so they each get a yellow card because people brought on. And then the other rule is if a match proceeded past without calling a TO, then those rules are seen as set or whatever. So had SFAT gone, yo, this is coaching, I want to judge, and at that point, he would have been double disqualified. But by the time it was brought to the TO's attention, it had already been 3 or 4 matches afterwards. Like Top 8s had already happened. So it was kind of like the 0 and a buzz 0.9 thing where like it had already...
Which was still a fucking bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
That was garbage too. No, none of this is acceptable. Vayseth, let me ask you right now. What is the most important thing of all when you're a TO? There's one thing that you should value above everything else.
Tournaments.
And it's something that most...
Your tournament's integrity.
Yes. Thank you. Tournament integrity. That was the exact word I was looking for.
Well, yeah, because any TO should know the answer to that question.
Yes, but I feel like a bunch of TOs forget that the most important part are these people are playing for money under a rule set that you created. That if you go back on, or if you don't follow through, like you're just you suck at your job then, and you did a shitty job, and you let the integrity of your tournament fall to the wayside in favor of HBox getting through for better viewership or better storyline.
But that honestly wasn't it, and like that's the thing I wanted to stress to you, like, is the fact that this issue only became noticed by the TO staff 30 minutes to an hour after the match. So now they're forced to do with what are they going to do with this situation? Like SFAT had already played his second top 8 qualifier by the time that this issue was known by the TO staff.
Okay, I don't that part doesn't matter to me. I don't care about their they did a shitty job like retconning or whatever. The fact that it even happened is my big issue.
No, I agree. And like I'm 100% with you that like I walked over to Disciple. I was like, Disciple, I know you're just here for data entry and you're not a TO, but stand by this stage and make sure nobody goes up on it while I try to figure out what the hell happened. And
dude, this whole thing is bullshit because like I don't care that the match had already played or whatever. Like there's no way. I don't believe that they found out about it 30 minutes after the match.
No, they did. They did because I was the one who walked up around and found it, and then walked around with them. I guarantee you
there were
that was
so
live.
many people tweeting about it within minutes. Somebody knew, and they were already discussing it. I can't believe that it was 30 minutes to an hour. So somebody should have instantly known because Twitch chat knew, the commentators knew, everybody was questioning it. So
yeah,
if
see,
the
that's the
tournament
thing
staff
that doesn't
really
make sense either. Like, why did it take that long for me to get there? For people to like take any action on it. It was like super frustrating because I talked to the streamer and I asked him what happened so that I could get a like non-biased view of what happened. Then I talked to Hungrybox to find out what he said, and then I talked to SFAT to find out what he said, and then I presented all this information to the TO, and then they had to go, oh shit, let's make a decision on this now that we have all the information. But like it's exactly like you said, everybody. I
don't believe
it.
that it was,
and like for some reason nobody told the TO. Like I don't understand.
I don't believe that they didn't know at all. I believe that they either ignored it, put it off, or somebody else was talking about it, and the Melee TO themselves was just like, I don't know, something went wrong, but I don't believe that it took an hour for them to even realize that the issue was there. Somebody knew, was either blew it off and said, fuck it, or was in contemplation of what to do when you got there. I don't know, maybe it was a different person, but there's no way that it was an hour.
The head judge,
were going out within minutes.
The head judge for sure, who most top Melee players don't even know who he is. So that also is one thing. It's not like they go, oh, they know that it's me, or they like Smash4 knows they could talk to me or Bear, and they know that they'll get a resolution. Like there was a lot of people at Melee who had no idea who the head judge was.
Okay, that's fine. So, but this whole thing, you run a tournament, you don't have a judge or anything on stage, so players can just do whatever. Your yellow card does not follow any sort of like ruling. It's just like, here's some stuff. And so you hand out this yellow card to Hungrybox, who clearly broke the rules, and for all we know knew it, or for all we know, he was just like, yeah, I'll just take the yellow card and I'll take the coaching for this set. Which, another bullshit reasoning behind in your rules. Like, I don't understand how this whole thing even is allowed to happen, and no one's coming forward being like, my bad, guys. It was just Evo with a Hungrybox gets a yellow card. Cool.
Yeah, I mean...
What the hell? Like, you took SFAT, like, I'm pretty sure they went way over time in coaching. And SFAT's sitting there, and then Mr. Wizard followed up with a response about how nothing further was going to happen because both players received coaching. And if you go back and see the GIF, it's some dude tapping SFAT on the shoulder.
That's also not a complete picture either. Like, it's just the GIF does not show the complete thing, the complete scene, because he was actually there for longer than that. However, yes, it was definitely video evidence. It was very much like it looked just as bad as it was, but like there was actual communication done between them at some point.
I mean, sure. In the 30-second Twitch clip that got sent to me, I saw a dude walk up, poke him, maybe say a word or two, and then leave.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, basically, there's 7 or 8 games going on at once, and nobody jumped on it, And so I walked around trying to figure out what happened because, like, I'm a TO.
I don't
Technically, I shouldn't
it
even
doesn't
have done that. Like,
it does not matter to me what you did. What matters to me is that this happened and that the entire Melee staff and the rest of the Evo staff that has their hand in Melee at all needs to be held accountable and, like, needs to say something that isn't just, oh, we gave him a yellow card. Let's continue with bracket, guys. Keep going. Because, like, why didn't it? So in grand finals, if Armada just, like, walks off the stage and just goes and talks to a guy for 5 minutes, according to the yellow card thing right here, which I apparently just found out existed, if you go to excessive stalling, let's see, excessive stalling / misconduct during a match results in a yellow card. And it's, that's the only thing I see.
right. Well, no,
A
they
yellow
should
card violation
get
will almost always be accompanied by a match
correct,
forfeiture.
but they should also lose the match. However, the stage manager who is in charge of Melee didn't know that that wasn't a rule, so they let it happen.
So why was that guy the stage
I have
manager?
no idea.
This whole thing is garbage, and that Evo royally fucked up in my mind. Blew up the entire tournament. It's the same thing with Genesis. As soon as the .9 thing happened with Genesis, I didn't care. I was like, fuck this. This whole tournament is garbage. Like, your integrity is gone. That's it. And you chose. So many TOs have chosen the shitty response of, like, they try to work in this compromise where it's like, oh, it doesn't really affect bracket, but it, like, kind of affects bracket. But this way we won't DQ anybody, and we'll kind of just continue on. No, that's bullshit. That's the integrity of your tournament that you just threw out the window.
No, I agree.
So,
I know why they did the decision, but, like, there was so many.
I don't care why.
There were so
I think
many
it's a bad decision.
failures, monumental failures from the top all the way down. That for some reason, like I said, I don't know why. An hour later, I was the first one to tell the head judge about this. So,
Well, who's the Melee TO? Why isn't the Melee TO, like, even stating, like, what the decision was and why?
honestly,
It's the same thing that happened with Genesis.
Honestly, I don't know.
We all just, like...
Who was the Melee TO then?
I actually don't even remember his tag.
So it's not anybody notable.
Yeah, it's like an OG Melee guy. He's been doing Melee at Evo for ever since it's been at Evo.
Cool. So in my mind right now, like, if another issue happens, it's just gonna be a shitty, like, it's gonna just take the tournament down, and whoever gets fucked by the issue, in this case SFAT, in Genesis case, both Komorikiri and DeBuzz, they just have to deal with it. They're just like, screw you guys, your tournament sucks now.
Yeah, basically.
Why is that acceptable? Why do we just, like, let some stuff happen that just takes these two players who have fought equally as hard as everybody else to get to this one position, and we just go, fuck you?
Well, it's also because they talked to the players, and SFAT himself tweeted and talked about it, saying, fuck, I didn't know the rules, I'm sorry. Like, he admitted, and, like, they talked to all the players involved. Like, so...
Why is it SFAT's rule or why is it SFAT's decision? Why is he the one that has to call a judge? It shouldn't be. It should be, somebody should be there.
I agree 100%. But that's not what happens. So,
Right,
so in the case of your rules breaking down, I'm not even talking about Evo at this point. I'm just talking hypothetically. Something happened and a rule has broken down. Now we have two players who are facing an issue with a rules violation. You are called in as the head TO. You go over and you have to hear what each player said. You have to hear what your staff said, etc. And then you have to make a decision. So, I believe if the coaching thing had been called right as it happened, Hungrybox would have been disqualified 1,000%. Or they would have both got a yellow card, which would have given them both a game loss, which would have still knocked Hungrybox into losers. So the fact that it was so late by the time that a decision had to be made, like, that has to also be made an accountable for, which then is the other rule, which is the same stupid .9 rule, which is if a match moves on, you accept the result of that match.
I think that's a shitty rule in general. I think, as a TO, you should have to do the thing that makes the integrity of your bracket hold up the best. And so far, I have not once seen a rule break down and seen a TO make that call. I've seen them make the convenient call. I've seen them make the call that works best for their agenda, for their tournament, for their viewership, for their profit, whatever. But I've never once seen the call for, let's make sure this bracket holds up and that the winner really deserved to win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, also, SFAT getting DQ'd and not getting to play out the match doesn't have the best player win either way.
I mean, but if they both broke the rules, that your integrity holds. Like, where's the integrity in just being like, meh, warning?
It's literally because of delay. So like, I just wanted to clear up. It's not like what you're saying is wrong, and I'm not like saying TO should be doing this, because obviously you and I and hopefully everybody knows that I didn't agree with the .9 decision, nor do I agree with this decision. But to say something as outlandish as like, this is because we didn't want to DQ the Evo champion is absolutely not the case whatsoever. So it's not top 10 player privilege.
Is it though?
It's literally not. It is not top 10 player privilege.
In my mind,
it is not any of that. It doesn't even matter who it was. In the same situation, they probably would have ruled the same way. It doesn't matter who it was.
See, I don't personally believe that, because every time it's happened with top player, the better player almost always gets the benefit of the doubt, or like they don't take the penalty. I've never once seen the worst player get the benefit out of something.
I don't know what to tell you, but I just want to let you know, even if I don't agree with the decision, it absolutely was in no circumstance because Hungrybox won Evo last year, or is a god, or is a top player. There's absolutely not.
I think it had something to do with it. If this was a pools match or whatever, let's say coaching was banned, and this happened to two random guys that were on stream, likely that guy would have just been DQ'd out of pools, even if 30 minutes later they found it.
I don't think so. Because it's more of a headache to redo an entire bracket that has been done in such a way than it is to like go back and redo it.
My issue, don't redo it then. Just DQ Hungrybox. Just be like, whoever he's gonna play next just gets the win.
But then what happens if? Okay, let's just say player A, player B, because let's just remove the top player thing from it. Player A and player B are in bracket. Something happens and player B gets sent to losers, even though he should have been sent to winners. But player A made it out in winners. This issue is now found out as the bracket is received that the bracket has been done incorrectly because of this error. What do you do in that situation? Like,
was the bracket done incorrectly, or did a player break the rules?
Because a player broke the rules, they moved on when they shouldn't have.
Okay, DQ him, 100%. I don't care where he is. I don't care who he is. I don't care where he is.
But then you have to then redo the entire bracket.
No, you don't. Just let the standings go, and just DQ the player, regardless of the fact that if he moved on or whatever. If a player's in losers, swap that result, DQ Hungrybox, or like, even if you didn't want to swap the result, even if, let's say, SFAT stayed in losers, Hungrybox should have been DQ'd from bracket.
Oh, he should have just been eliminated altogether.
Yeah, and now somebody just happens to get a bot.
In top 8? There's no way that's not realistic either. Like, I'm totally fine with, like, trying to find out a reasonable way to do that, but you can't do that either. Like, you can't have a 7-person top 8. Tokiagi did that once.
Okay, so here's my backup to that. How about it's found out into top 8 that throughout the entire thing, Hungrybox has been playing with a modified controller, and he moved on into winners semis. But he found out the day, like let's say top 8 Sunday, and you found out Saturday night after he had played through everything. What are you gonna do about that?
You DQ him right there. You're right.
Yeah. Why is it different?
That's true. You're actually right. I don't know what to tell you. No, you're right.
Yeah, they broke the rules. Regardless of if it was with coaching or a modified controller or something, he broke the rules, DQ him from bracket. I don't care that somebody gets to go to winners finals on a bye. They got lucky. And the player that they were supposed to play, like, messed up, and they broke the rules.
Yeah, and it's not like it was on the main stage, so, like, you even have less reasons to, like, worry about that.
I mean, even if it was on the main stage, too.
No, but, like, here's the thing. Even if it was, like, especially since it wasn't. Even if it was true, but, like, especially since it wasn't, like, everyone would know, okay, like, there's only 7 people here because he was disqualified.
Right, you go into top 8, and your commentators can literally instantly explain, hey, this guy was cheating, so he got DQ'd. This guy gets a bye into winners finals. Lucky him. Good thing he was on that side of bracket.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just, like, I was just frustrated that, like I said, that for some reason, the only reason that it was ever found out is because people were blowing up Bear and I on Twitter, and I was like, what the hell is this? And Bear's like, sorry, I'm doing arena prep. Can you figure this out? And then I figured it out, messaged Bear. I was like, Bear, what do I do? He's like, I guess we'll just message the head judge and have them figure it out. And that was their decision. Like, I was not there for the whole decision at all.
The whole thing is garbage. Whole thing marred Evo for Melee in my mind. The rest was great, like, so I've heard. I'm going to go back and watch all of Sunday because I love all the games that were there. But for Melee, in my mind, that top 8 is not correct. And we played a bracket that is not indicative of what happened from top 1,400 all the way down to winners, quarters, losers, qualifiers into ninth.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like that bracket never finished in my mind. Same thing with Genesis. Like you have all of top 8 and then, or you have all of whatever the bracket into top 8 and then top 8 never actually played because it wasn't correct.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's frustrating, especially since the people who have to make those decisions are generally like people all the way at the top who are constantly battling between like all the different games and all the different communities. So
right, I get it. It is a hard decision to make. And
no. Like all I'm saying is like I think it's a hard decision to make, but they don't have time for it. So they just point to the rules and they go, "This is our rules. There, bye," and that's it. And that's all you get.
They take the easy route. The easy route was to just give Hungrybox the yellow card and to let it go. Right? That was the easiest way that they could have done the whole thing. That would not have affected time or would not have negatively affected a player as drastically as DQing.
No, you're right.
So they took the easy route.
I mean, like, they just pointed to the rules that they have. I honestly think that if somebody, like, with the amount of people who, like, at home who reached out to me and Bear, like, on Twitter, if anybody in the venue had found a TO before I got involved, I think that it would have been different. But like I said, by the time I got there...
Well, that was what they said. I mean, even TK, he said he was in the crowd, and he said nobody could find a TO. Like, it was impossible. Yeah. Like, they were gone.
It took me that long to find a TO.
Whatever. All right, so Evo fucked up. Majorly. That's my rant. Guys, if you're a TO, keep in mind, like, why you're running a bracket and what's at stake for these players. And don't take the easy route. Do what's correct. Do what holds your bracket and will make the most sense for when you look back at the competition and go, yes, this was a good top 8. I can feel proud that it ran correctly. But if like you look back and you're like, it was a good top 8, but this issue kind of messed some stuff up. No, your tournament sucks now. Fix it.
Yeah. No, I was really frustrated. Like, I actually left. I usually work overtime or whatever, but that night in particular, I was so frustrated over what happened that I actually left on time and went back, and I was like, Bear, I gotta go. Because had that actually... I feel like they did so much to, like, fix the tournament, and now that's all people are going to remember for Melee, and, like, that's super frustrating for me, but, you know.
Yeah, no, it is. Same thing with Genesis. I mean, a lot of people are going to just... I can't wait to see Twitch chat in top 8 when people are just 0.9 memes for Genesis 5. Like, it's going to happen.
Yep. Oh, wow.
And I in my mind, it would have been less had Genesis said, all right, they did not play Super Smash Bros. For Wii U for a tournament standard. They played some weird party game mode. Redo it all. I think they would see less flack for that than what they got. Even if it took more time and made things shittier for the couple players.
Or played it off stream or done any of those things.
Any other thing that wasn't what they decided. What they decided was actually like the worst option.
Yeah. But, you know, whatever.
All right, but that's going to wrap us up, guys. It's going to be a shorter episode today. I actually have to go, unless Suar and Vayseth, if you guys want to keep talking or if you guys want to kill it here.
No, we're at about an hour. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. So my first one back, a little bit of a heated one.
I had like 3 lines this whole show.
And one of them was the numbers.
Yeah. It's fine.
Right,
we all got one. Go on.
We all have a show where we're a little quiet.
Fair enough.
All right, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in every week. As always, you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, and YouTube. We are all over the internet. Once we release our episode, please do share it around on Twitter. And of course, if you want to hit us with any questions for the Runback, we didn't get to one this week, but we promise we'll get to one next week, unless something crazy happens and we have another ranting show. But you can talk to us either on Gmail at thesetcount@gmail.com or on Twitter. Hit us on the DMs at thesetcount. Our DMs are open.
All right.
Yeah, I honestly just want to say that everyone should go to EVO next year. I think it was probably the best tournament I've ever been to. Like, not close. So you should do that. But before then, we have Super Smash Con and Shine and the Big House and probably 18 2 GGCs. So you should go to those too.
I've been confirmed for Smash Con, so if anyone wants to meet me for a meet and greet, I'll sign your stuff with the set count or something.
Shoot! I forgot. I gotta get my ticket for that too because I should be going.
You're going to
Sage,
SmashCon?
Yes, dude, Sage, you gotta come. We could probably get like a set count like panel going or something.
We actually probably could do a live episode.
Dude, yeah. All right, guys.
I'll set up call-ins or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. All right. Anyway,
I still have that technology. We just don't do live shows.
dude,
yet.
I'm kind of in. All right. Anyway, we all gotta get our things done. So this has been MVG Vayseth.
Panda Global Suar.
And Unrivaled / ESA Sage.
And we will catch you guys next week.